Brazil is once again at a decisive moment in shaping its military future as it weighs the possibility of expanding its fleet of Saab Gripen fighter jets, a move that could redefine the nation's air power strategy for decades. The Brazilian Air Force, FAB, which has already begun inducting the Gripen E into service through a high-profile partnership with Sweden, is now evaluating whether to acquire additional aircraft beyond the initial contract. This decision carries weight not only in terms of defense but also in economics, politics, and regional security, as Brazil seeks to balance its role as South America's largest power with pressing domestic challenges. The origins of Brazil's Gripen program date back to 2014, when the government finalized a $5.4 billion agreement with Saab to purchase 36 Gripen E/F jets, marking one of the most ambitious defense deals in the country's history. The contract stood out because it included extensive technology transfer and local assembly, giving Embraer and other Brazilian aerospace firms a central role in producing and maintaining the aircraft. For Brazil, this was not just about acquiring jets but also about securing a long-term foothold in advanced aerospace technology. Over the past decade, the partnership has begun bearing fruit, with several aircraft already delivered and operational, and others being assembled at Embraer's facilities in São Paulo. Now, defense planners are considering whether to extend the fleet beyond the original 36 aircraft. The need is becoming increasingly clear. Brazil's older Mirage 2000s were retired in 2013, and its F-5 Tiger II fighters, though upgraded, are quickly approaching the end of their service life. Without further modernization, the FAB risks a capability gap at a time when regional defense dynamics are shifting. Countries like Argentina and Colombia are openly shopping for modern fighters, while Venezuela has maintained its Russian-built Sukhoi jets despite economic hardship. Brazil's vast landmass, sprawling maritime borders, and critical Amazon region demand a reliable and technologically advanced air fleet capable of deterring threats and ensuring sovereignty. The Gripen offers several advantages in this context. With advanced avionics, integrated electronic warfare systems, and compatibility with a wide range of weapons, the aircraft is considered a cost-effective alternative to heavier fighters like the US F-35 or the French Rafale. Its relatively low operational cost per flight hour has made it appealing for nations looking to modernize without unsustainable expenses. For Brazil, which must balance defense spending with pressing domestic issues such as healthcare and infrastructure, the Gripen represents a middle ground, modern capabilities at a price point that is more manageable than some of its Western counterparts. Still, the potential expansion faces hurdles. Budget constraints loom large as Brazil continues to grapple with inflation, slow economic growth, and public pressure to prioritize social services over military hardware. Critics argue that investing billions more into fighter jets may draw political backlash, especially as poverty and inequality remain unresolved. However, defense officials counter that air power is not a luxury but a necessity, particularly given Brazil's regional responsibilities, its commitment to protecting natural resources like the Amazon, and its aspirations of playing a greater role on the global stage. From Sweden's perspective, Brazil's interest in expanding the Gripen fleet would mark another milestone in solidifying the jet's global footprint. Saab has already exported Gripens to countries such as Hungary, South Africa, and Thailand, and a renewed Brazilian order would strengthen its case in ongoing campaigns elsewhere. For Brazil, the strategic benefits go beyond hardware. Maintaining and expanding the Gripen program reinforces its aerospace industry, sustains high-tech jobs, and positions the country as a defense leader in Latin America. Beyond immediate defense needs, Brazil's decision also carries symbolic weight. The choice of Gripen was originally intended to reduce dependence on any single supplier and diversify the nation's defense partnerships beyond the United States and Russia. Expanding the program now would reinforce that strategic independence, allowing Brazil to chart its own course in both security and industrial development. It would also underscore the FAB's long-term vision of building a capable, modern force able to project power, safeguard borders, and respond to future challenges ranging from organized crime and smuggling to environmental protection missions in the Amazon. Ultimately, the decision on whether to expand the Gripen fleet will be more than a procurement choice. It will be a reflection of Brazil's vision for its future. Does the nation double down on its role as the region's dominant air power, or does it tread cautiously in light of economic challenges? As the government in Brasilia weighs the options, the outcome will send a clear signal not only to Brazil's neighbors but also to global defense partners about where the country sees itself in the shifting landscape of international security.